Pizza
and Co.
Well then, you ready?
Sure.
Welcome to Second Hand Haunting, where we're on location again on a spooky haunted site for a spooky haunted tour.
Looking forward to it. What a beautiful sky, a beautiful night for it.
Right?
Yeah, the clouds that are in the sky look ominous.
The grounds and environment of Adelaide's Z ward on the old Glenside Lunatic Asylum is way more atmospheric than the old Adelaide jail was.
I can already feel the ghostly presence of the insane spirits come to entertain us on this glorious night of ours.
No, that's Amber. She's here with us too. Hey, Amber.
Hello.
She's come to try and be our, camera operator, if we get to record anything, because we're not just here for a tour this time, are we, Ollie?
No, we're here for the ghost hunt.
Hell yeah. We're in it for the long haul. Have you had some coffee?
Late into the night. Actually, I did have a Red Bull just then. I kid you not. I've had such a big day. I've been up since 4 o'clock because I couldn't sleep this morning.
No.
Yeah, because I usually get up early, but this morning I particularly got up even earlier, and I've been exhausted all day. But I'm going to push on through.
Well, if any of us are therefore prone to seeing stuff tonight...
It'll be me.
Yeah. Did you bring a torch along?
I brought the torch on my phone, which has always sufficed.
Cool, that'll do it. I think we've got some torches. We've got a spirit box we might use later.
There we go.
I think
Right.
Amber's going to try and take some stabilised footage of us. But first, we're going to have a tour.
I would have dressed up. Should have put on some rouge.
It'll be dark.
We'll see torchlight, that's about it.
It'll be dark.
It'll be spooky. But before we start anything, because we're here a little bit early, Ollie, what do you know about Z Ward?
Pretty much just what you told me just then.
Okay.
that there were lunatics here. Yeah, I guess I hadn't heard much about it. Yeah, I guess that it was a place for the criminal, not criminally, just insane.
Yeah.
Just some Looney Tunes.
Oh, boy. So do you want some real history of the place that will probably get corrected on the tour?
Absolutely.
Yeah? All right. So they built this place in 1885.
Yep.
And they didn't open it for 3 years because they didn't have anyone that they could hire to staff it.
Okay.
So then they finally opened it in 1888 for people who were acquitted of crimes due to reason of insanity. So anyone who...
So it was the criminally insane?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, pretty much. So anyone who didn't go to the old Adelaide jail from the last On Location episode came here. They then opened it up...
I might have preferred the jail.
We'll see what facilities are like in there, eh? They then opened it up for people who were, quote, a danger to themselves or others. So it just became a mental hospital at that point.
There you go.
But they didn't call it a mental hospital in the 1800s, did they?
What did they call it?
A lunatic asylum.
A lunatic asylum, which sounds way more ominous.
Oh, yeah. Now, when they started organising the entire hospital, because it's not just Z Ward, it was a whole host of buildings,
Mm-hmm.
they already had buildings A to K labelled, right?
Yep.
So this building would have been L Ward, which they only realised when they decided to try and put telephones into the facility, that it kind of scrambles the sound of people's voice a bit, and they didn't really want the place to be called Hell Ward. So they just stuck an extra bit of paint on the door to turn the L into a Z.
There you go.
They then closed it in 1970.
The ward. Missed opportunity there.
Yeah. They then closed it in 1973, so it was in operation as some sort of mental health facility for over 100 years.
Wow.
There's also apparently somewhere around here a 6-metre ha-ha wall, but I can't see it.
What's a ha-ha ward?
Well, I suppose that's the point of a ha-ha wall. A ha-ha wall is, rather than build a wall like up out of the ground, you dig a ditch and you make it gently slope down to the ditch.
Okay.
So that it doesn't look like anything from one side, but from the other you're sort of walking up to the wall and walking down into this ditch and suddenly you can't climb it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Sure.
they could preserve the view, basically, for the people inside.
Well, it definitely looks like we've got a popular night ahead of us. I mean, I can see there's a large group of people. I'm always pleasantly surprised to see how many people are out looking for goblins and ghouls.
Really? I mean, that's our viewership, man.
Pleasantly surprised about that too.
Should we go join the tour and maybe make some new fans?
No one more surprised that anyone actually wants to listen to anything I say.
Of course we want to hear about your
But
insane off-the-wall theories,
I
Olly.
enjoy saying it, that's for sure.
All right, that'll probably do for now. Shall we go get signed in?
Sounds good.
See you soon, listener.
No. That's reserved for the bonus episodes.
Wow, could you imagine? Anyway. Should we just jump in so we can start talking about the tour?
Sure. Well, we don't need to do an intro.
Oh, because we did it in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can just kind of go, hey, Ollie.
Hey, Callum, didn't we do that part already too?
Yeah, but we can do that again now that we are post-ghost tour, post-ghost hunt, post a whole week to catch up on sleep and back in the studio.
Love our studio. Such a homely studio.
Yeah.
Gives you a real,
Dining
warm-
room vibe.
I was gonna allude to that, not directly say it.
I call things what they are, as you will get the gist of pretty quickly as we talk about the rest of our experiences at Glenside's Edward.
I call a spade and a ghost. And what we saw was a ghost.
No, it's... Oh, God damn it.
What, you didn't see a ghost? I saw a ghost.
We'll get there.
How do you want to schedule it? Because I'm happy to jump in straight away to my ghostly experiences.
I think we should run through the night top to bottom as it went.
Okay.
Right? Because I'll briefly say we did not do any recording while we were in Z Ward.
Of course we couldn't, because that would be illegal.
Yeah. Or against their rules. We didn't record during the ghost tour like we did not record during the ghost tour at the old Adelaide jail.
They can't sue us.
We did hope that maybe we could record during the ghost hunt after the tour, but that didn't quite end up happening either, but we'll get there.
One step at a time.
Do you want to talk about the first step we took?
Well, the first step that I took was the long walk down to the venue because I was told there was parking.
Okay. No, skip that bit.
And when I walked up to the Z ward, the building had just the most beautiful lighting on it, and the clouds almost looked toxic, but in an intoxicating way behind the building. And I got a really lovely shot, which I hope we can attach.
Absolutely. That'll be up on Instagram.
And then as we walked down towards Z Ward, I remember seeing the building, and I remember it felt even just creepy waiting in awe of the insane asylum that we were about to enter. Is that what you mean by first steps?
No, I meant literally the first step over the threshold, which was a tripping hazard, and they had to warn us about that lest we become a ghost in the very institution we were investigating.
The irony.
Yeah.
I was scared to go in. I honestly, I've never really been that scared on the trips, but the ghost tour, I can't remember what her name was.
I do have their names. That would be Simone leading the tour, and Ryan, who was the backup.
Simone did an incredibly great job on the day.
We'll say that it was not her first day, and it was evident.
And she told us stories of people going in and collapsing from an unknown force and hitting their heads and ending up in hospital.
Yeah.
People getting sick after walking over the threshold, having to be in the property for 30 seconds and being overcome by the spirit and having to leave. And I genuinely started to feel a little bit ill.
Oh, what's going to happen here?
I'm definitely not a skeptic, as you know, but I've never been...
Quite so affected?
Well, I've never been afraid, of the spirit world. I feel like I've always found it to be fascinating, and I've never felt like I've shied away from spiritual experiences or seeing ghosts or spending time with ghosts. But the way that she put it, she made it feel like this, poltergeist that were... tortured spirits that were going to be looking to potentially cause you harm. And the way that she put it made me I feel a bit hesitant, and I started to get a few little butterflies as I was walking out. I feel like retrospectively, that's probably what she was going for.
Yes, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think I would agree. In the way that the old Adelaide jail was rife with history to fill the tour, the fact that Z Ward's historical records have been sealed for the last 100 years and we don't actually know anything about what happened in there, they've really made up for it with the vibe of the place.
I wonder what will happen after that 100 years, huh?
Well, that's the thing. Every year we find out another year of historical records, right?
Yeah, okay, sure. Is that we at that point where it's been open for long enough where we're finding out historical records as we go?
Yeah, so it was opened in 1888.
Oh, okay.
And the records are sealed for 100 years. So the records from 1888 to 1925 are available.
Okay.
But everything more recent than that is still secure.
Oh, right, okay. That's really interesting. I did not know that. You know, whenever I go on these ghost tours, I always like to think of myself as the first to volunteer to put myself into, whatever situation that you can be put in. When we did start doing a bit of the tour. But I did think it was kind of funny because she started the tour by saying, anyone that wants to volunteer to get into a room, let us know. But then when we went to the first room, I was itching to be the first volunteer. And she was like, oh, well, no, the first one has to be this person and this person. I'm like, well, nuts.
We need to have a woman for this room because the person who was in it had a thing for women. We'll say that.
Well, let's try something new.
Well, even before that point, immediately differed from the jail tour because we just got free reign of the place, right?
Yeah.
We got in there and she's like, all right, you got 10 minutes, just wander around, do whatever you want.
It was longer than that, wasn't it? It was half an hour, I swear.
Yeah, it might have been. It was a while.
It felt like a while.
Time passes differently in mental institutions.
Yeah, it's because of ADHD. No,
Oh my God.
So one of the things I did find really fascinating was actually how small the venue was.
Yes.
I don't know why I was expecting it, but I think in my mind I was expecting a bigger residence, more places to look around, which probably speaks to the fact that the residents didn't have much of a room either.
No.
Certainly weren't treated very well.
There are not many facilities there at all. We can quickly describe the layout of the place. It's merely 2 stories, 2 wings. There's cells on each wall. And 1 little rec room. The end.
Yeah. It was interesting though, because and maybe it was, Simone's great touring skills, but it felt creepier than the Adelaide jail, despite the fact that there was a lot more depth and space at the Adelaide jail, to the point where we were actually in that room where we did the long drop, which is the place where they hung people. The hanging room. Yeah. So we were in the hang room, and I remember waiting in that room where the guy would wait to be hung. Hanged. Hanging.
I'm gonna be a stickler for this. The
Please
real
do.
word is hanged.
That's fine.
A painting gets hung. A man has the distinction of being hanged.
So if I say no. Anyway.
Hanged over.
No, I was going to say hung.
Then I will look to the nearest wall.
Anyway. Which I feel like there was a lot more opportunities to be in places where it was creepier, but I felt like there was something about that place with the added insanity and what felt like torture, I think, of the inmates. There was something about the Adelaide jail where it was like they were killing them, but it felt like the way that they discussed how they were treating the inmates of the Z ward was more like torture. And I feel like torture feels worse.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say everything that they say on the tour because that's not what we're here to do, but let's just say the bathing facilities in that place were nightmarish.
I don't even remember the bathing.
Yeah, exactly. I do want to touch upon one thing that's not technically part of the tour, but did happen while we were on the tour, though. There is a point where we got taken to a room where it has a history of, let's say, spontaneously causing scratches to appear on people who were in the room. And they even pulled out a couple of photos of, oh, look, here's all the scratches that have happened on the tour. And we've got poorly framed darkness flash photos of the scratches on maybe someone's body. Difficult to tell. But at one point they showed a picture of a scratch that's sort of 3 lines converging at a point. And Simone asked all of the visitors what they thought that looked like. Now, I thought that looked very much like a bird's foot, right? Some sort of talon is what it looked like.
Yeah, like a chicken's foot.
Exactly. 2 different people at the exact same time both said chicken's foot.
I was thinking it at the time as well.
Really? Okay, good. Maybe I can ask you, what about that particular scratch makes you think chicken specifically? Because that's the funniest answer I can think of.
Really? I grew up with chickens. That's just what their feet look like.
Okay, so it was an accuracy thing.
Oh,
That's exactly what a chicken scratch looks like.
Oh, no, well, not a chicken scratch. Like, it looks like a chicken's foot.
True, that's true.
Not like a chicken actually scratched them.
Yeah, because that would just be 3 vertical lines.
Exactly, yeah. No, it looked like the symbol of a chicken's foot.
Yeah, like a chicken was walking through mud.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, when I was looking, I was thinking that it looked like a chicken's foot, not like scratches from a chicken, to be clear. Couldn't imagine what would actually cause a scratch like that, because, like, what scratches and converges, like, you know, what goes, like, ugh, you know, it's weird.
Who knows? They did then explain some further stuff about that particular symbol on the tour, which we're not going to explain. You should go do the tour yourself. We are not paid or sponsored by the tour at all.
Certainly not. Yeah, no, it was... I had some really interesting experiences. I really enjoyed it. 5 stars, absolutely.
Do you want to talk about the room where you maybe did see something?
Lots of rooms I thought I saw something. I remember when I was, I think I remember telling you that, like, when we started the tour, I think it was the second room that we were coming up to. I was standing there, and I guess it was dark. There's people around me. We were looking at the door, and I looked to my right, and I saw, like, a person, like, standing next to me, like, in a grey... like a grey jacket, a beige jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I looked away and then I looked again and they were gone. And like, it was like in the corner of my eye and I was like looking over and I could see this person like standing there with us that just wasn't there.
No. Okay. Spooky.
So, I mean, could have been a trick of the light.
Yeah, probably. You've already admitted that Simone's preamble before we got into the place really had affected you.
Could have affected me, I'm just saying that, like, something happened. I saw something, and it looked like a grounds person, something like that. That was kind of the vibe that I got from it.
Okay,
it was like a grounds person.
Not patient. No, not cruel doctor. Just innocent groundskeeper Willie.
Oh, 'tis a mighty pottle of puke.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right, lad. It reminds me why I got into this business.
Kind of like that, yeah, like in a beige kind of like workman's like jacket.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a patient would be the naked or in white.
Yeah, I think people were naked in that building a lot more often than they should have been.
I mean, I don't know how they would have been dressed, but it didn't strike me as the place was giving them nice beige workman's jackets.
No, they removed most of their clothing in order to remove potential for self-harm, so a lot of naked people.
And then when we were in that other room, and I feel like I could have spent some more time in that room because I was trying to figure out whether or not that was light reflecting coming through the window or something.
Now, Ollie, are we talking about the mirror room?
The mirror room, yes, yeah. When we turned the lights back off and you went to look, I think you saw the light as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll try and give the listener some idea about the setup of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a small room, no bigger than, say, the dining room we're sitting in now. I know that doesn't help.
The recording studio.
Yeah, that's the one. It's an old bathroom, right? So there's 3 sinks lined up against the wall, and on the opposite wall there is what appears to be old showers, but with all of the fittings removed. One window on the wall that had a big heavy curtain over it. The whole thing's tiled, slightly sloped floor, and that's it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, we were lined up, basically standing in what would have been the shower cubicles, looking toward...
the mirrors.
Indeed.
And other people.
Yes, because
But it was dark and we couldn't see them.
Yeah. So there were, 3 or 4 other people lined up, standing with their backs to the mirrors on the other side of the room?
3 women.
Yeah.
Was it 4 women?
3 or 4?
4 women. I think it was 4, yeah. I think it was like 4 women on one side, 4 guys on the other side. And we were 2 of the guys.
Yep.
And it was only my mirror that had light in it.
Indeed. So we could see...
because I attract the bizarre.
With the
The spirit realm, it grows and emanates from my soul.
Sorry, Ollie. You just happened to see a reflection is all.
Bolder Dash! No, I was interested. Sorry, you go.
Hey, any more of those outbursts and you're going back to Z Ward.
That's such really, really frightening.
So we're there, standing, looking across at what we know to be a couple of people standing in front of a couple of mirrors. But you can't make anything out because it's so dark in there and there's barely any light getting in through the window.
Except there is a little bit of light getting through the window.
There's a tiny bit of light coming in through the room. I assume reflecting off of the tiles that are behind us, and we can see that reflection in the mirrors in front of us.
We never confirmed that.
No, we never actually went back to that room like we wanted to play around with the lighting. So we can't say for sure that that's what is happening. It could have been 3 spooky little coloured lights.
But later, when I was in another room, I saw like dancing lights as well that didn't seem that I couldn't really find the origin of, and I had the time to try and figure it out. Which was when I was in the room by myself for 5 minutes.
When we did the lock-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, spoilers, you get to do a lock-in at the end of this tour too.
So yeah, no, I feel like it wasn't the only time I saw some lights. Although to be fair, I did want to spend more time, and I don't think Simone was about it. I think like Simone was like, get out of there. She's like,
we don't want anyone to really investigate this.
These ghost hunters and their, what was it? She called it like...
well, we love a skeptic around here. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm trying to... the word that pops into my brain is debug, and it's not the word. It's...
Debunk.
Debunk, thank you. Yeah, she's like, these debunkers...
I appreciate that your brain says debug first, because it is basically what's happening there.
Like, I was genuinely, because I saw the lights and I was thinking the way they were dancing, and then I was looking at the curtains and I thought they were kind of maybe dancing a little bit, and I I wanted to really try and track down the angles, but I must admit the angles didn't seem to quite work. And we when we put the light on the mirror and I was trying to look at the way the mirror would reflect, there wasn't any light coming from where the mirror would reflect. So I was really having a tough time trying to figure out like how it all lined up. But there was definitely a possibility it could have.
Yeah. But what I will say for that room is it is freaking weird on the senses to be standing in a darkened room with a tiny, tiny bit of light.
Meanwhile...
And you know where the wall is, but you're seeing past it, and there's other figures in the room. Oh, my sense of perspective got really messed up in there in quite a fun, enjoyable way.
Nice. I'm glad.
If I'd spent much more time in there, I might have been worried, but...
Really?
5 minutes was fine.
Really? Yeah, the skeptic, huh? Worried? Is it the creepiness of the room? Like, what was the concern? Boredom?
No, I just think if I'd stayed too long, there's a potential of experiencing some vertigo or something. Right? Not actually knowing which way's up. Because again, the floor is sloping as well.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I might fall down, hit my head.
Like those guys that went to hospital. That's what happened.
What?
Because we heard about the guys that went in there and they fell down.
Yeah.
They were telling there was like 7 in a row. I'm like,
yeah, that's right. One person came in and they fainted and hit their head. And then another person came in and they fainted and hit their head. And a third person came in and I'm like, I think it's time to put a pillow on that floor.
You must admit, if that did happen, that would be weirdly coincidental.
Yeah, I'd start checking for gas leaks.
Fair enough. So, moving right along. One of the things that I did find interesting, we definitely had a true believer that was in our midst.
Oh, yes.
And she was feeling uncomfortable and having a ghost do things to her that a ghost should not do.
Okay, you make that sound horrific. What was happening?
She made it sound horrific, to be fair.
But you make it sound worse.
Actually,
we've got to tell them what happened, Ollie. We can't keep...
In my defense...
Oh, my God.
In my defense... When she was asked if she could go down by herself, like on the other side of the room, she still went.
Spoilers.
She still went.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, I think it's fair to tell the audience what was happening to this girl. Because
creepily being touched.
Yeah, yes. It's basically the next thing that happened in the tour. Is we went into a room where I think someone committed suicide with a knitting needle or something. I don't remember the specifics. All I remember was her saying, "Excuse me, Simone, can you tell the ghost to stop touching my neck?" Very good timing. Spooky as hell. I would like to check her collar to see if there was a tag maybe poking out, but it apparently kept happening to her all throughout the tour.
Don't you take her ghost assault away from her? Did I unpack that one?
All I'm saying is believe, but confirm.
It's true. It's true. It's important to confirm that you are being touched.
Yep, by something that's not a tag.
That by a ghostly presence.
Yeah, indeed. I think that's all that necessarily happened on the tour that I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
But is there anything else you wanted to talk about on the tour? Not the hunt, the tour.
Oh, the tour?
Yeah.
Tour specifically? No. The tour guide was incredible. If we do another tour again, I think that she talked about another place we might be able to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think did a great job. Would highly recommend, and had a great time. And I mean, we had her on the hunt as well. But
Oh, we sure did. Do you want to get to the hunt?
I do.
All right. Ollie, what did you think the hunt was going to be before we got there that evening?
I had absolutely no idea. I walked in without any sort of preconceived notions of what was going to happen on the day. I didn't look up any videos. I don't know of any. I've never watched anything to do with ghost hunts before. I've never seen any of the equipment. So really, I had absolutely no idea. You know, ghost hunt virgin.
Okay. Likewise.
Was looking forward to having my cherry popped.
Oh, God.
You can take it out if you want.
That's what she said.
You don't look proud of yourself.
No, I'm not. So, what I thought the hunt might have been was them kind of letting us loose in the building with some ghost hunty gadgets just to kind of free roam.
With a backpack and, one of those guns that...
Yeah. Nullum
Something
spec.
strange you need, but... Who are you going to call?
Nullum spectrum timeo.
What's that?
The Latin for I ain't afraid of no ghost.
It's Latin for there only should have been one Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, that should have.
Anyway, it was... So you thought that they were going to give us certain devices and let us, hunt?
Yeah, pretty much. And then the first thing that happened when we got in the building was they just let us free roam. So I'm like, okay, what is the hunt going to be then?
Do you know what? I think the hunting around might have been creepier. Like if they gave us devices and let us loose.
Yeah,
Because then we'd be all alone with our devices.
Yeah, and I even brought a little spirit box with me, expecting to, what if we have to bring our own stuff? Here we go, we've got a torch and a spirit box, let's go.
I tell you, when I've been left alone to my own devices, it's never gone well.
No, you just keep buying more.
That's true.
Alright, would you like to describe what happened after the tour? We got taken back to the little rec room area and shown a table. What was on that table, Ollie?
A dagger, a rope, candlestick.
There was suitcases. There was baskets and bags and suitcases of all sorts of fun little ghost hunting gadgets for us Tios.
There was, and there was tough boxes full of expensive-looking ghost hunting devices.
Oh yeah.
And it looked expensive. Like it looked like expensive equipment.
And from all accounts, by their accounts, it was expensive. Apparently, it's an expensive hobby to get into.
Yeah.
And I can't help but think, there's no money in ghost hunting.
I was going to say every hobby I've ever gotten into has been expensive. My latest hobby is rock climbing. And I bought a chalk bag the other day for like $65, which feels like a lot of money.
Jesus Christ. Oh, is that what that was?
Feels like a lot of money for a little bag. That holds chalk. But I just forked it over. And I remember the guy on the counter was like, that's a good one. I'm like, it better be.
I think there's much the same pitch by people who sell those ghost hunting devices. So I'm going to try and give a brief explanation of all the gadgets I can remember. Feel free to correct me or add in any that I've forgotten, though.
Okay.
There was a little thing to measure the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
There was things to measure EMF readings.
That was like the one device. So that one that measured temperature measured a lot of things.
Yeah, the one that had temperature had a lot of things. I think might have been a seismograph as well, as measuring
Yeah.
vibrations.
Was it humidity? Was that with the one device? It was like it measured vibration, temperature, and humidity.
That sounds right, yes.
I remember thinking to myself that that would be a good device for a geologist as well. So I imagined it was something that
I suspect it probably is a surveying piece of equipment.
yeah.
That someone's just rebranded and put an extra $300 on the price tag.
Yeah.
Then what do we got? We got like a string of things measuring EMF frequency distortions or something. We had little motion sensor ball. There were cat
It's not
toys.
like a band, EMF.
It's a radio frequency
Oh,
band.
right, yeah.
Wait, are you
Maybe that's
thinking
what
of?
the name of the band is after.
Are you thinking of EMI? No. AMF? No, that's bowling. AFI? No, that's the American Film Institute.
For ecstasy. M is motherfucker. F from us to you.
I'll edit it if I can find it with those lyrics.
No, because like that was the song that I remember getting. It was like E is for ecstasy, M is for motherfucker, F is from us to you. Or alternatively, I'm wrong and I made it all up.
No, there's a good chance there's a band out there called EMF that I'm not familiar with.
Yes. So band, radio band, EMF measurer, radio bandy thingy.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
measuring distortions in the
Is that the tripwire?
radio frequency things. That was the long string of lights, I think.
Yeah, love that one. The ghost tripwire.
Yeah.
Tripped them up.
Flashed whenever it detected something.
Did you believe her when she said there was like nights when none of the equipment worked?
Yeah.
You did?
Not none.
Well,
I do feel like maybe she said, wow, that was a particularly high activity night so that we felt like we got our money's worth.
well, I'm trying to think of a clean analogy.
Well, if you can't, give me a dirty one.
Well, like, is that the same as like a stripper telling you that she's had a good time?
Yep. Spot on.
I don't usually enjoy it with all the guys, but you're special.
Yup. Clean or dirty, that is a perfect analogy, my man.
I swear to God, I was trying to think of something else.
How many times have you heard a stripper say that to you?
None. Zero, ever.
Damn.
I'm a bad customer.
All right, back to the gizmo. Back to the gizmos and gadgets, all right? Dirty boy. We also had a bunch of cat toys. Just little cat balls that if you bump it, it lights up. So we could tell if something's physically moving in the space. Next to those, we put a couple of, I think she called them trigger objects.
Oh, right. Like the little bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, a little like half bottle of whiskey that you open up, a like packet of cigarettes.
Do you want to open a little bottle of whiskey and see if you're going to track some ghosts tonight?
Not right now, but I have some ideas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll get there. What else do we have? We had a weird thing that lights up either blue or red.
Oh, yeah. No, that was like true and false.
Yeah, that you could kind of like, if you ask a ghost a question.
I think it was green and red, but otherwise it stayed blue.
Yeah, something like that. That didn't do much and it was behind us and whatever.
It did one thing one time.
Yeah, we were like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah,
No,
and then the battery mysteriously drained.
That's right, the battery died.
Sorry, Callum. I think you'll find that the ghost drained the battery. Which was the official reason why the battery did... Because it was fully charged.
Yeah.
She
said
told
she
us-
charged it before we started that night, and God, the amount of times I've heard that.
Yes, so that was the official story, that the ghost drained the battery. But we did see it light up. I can't remember if it was red or green, but it definitely lit up once.
It essentially indicated yes once. Yeah.
And let's not forget that while we were continuing to hunt for ghosts, then the woman that we were with was still getting gentle caresses along her neck
Yeah.
by the ghost that likes blondes.
Yeah, at some point that entered the story, didn't it?
No, I mean, that was early on. She did mention, to Simone's credit, she did mention earlier on that night that blondes were the go-to for that ghost.
That's right, that was the first room that you wanted to go into. And she said, no, we need a blonde woman.
Yeah,
And just so happened there was one on the tour.
well, golly gosh.
And she was the only one to go into that room.
No, there was another girl. There was like two women.
Oh,
She
okay.
put like one in the other corner. I swear.
All right, yeah, good. All right. All right, fine. Debunk my debunking.
But she did credit where credit's due, Callum. It is one of those things where, people often react to suggestion. And
Oh, yeah.
so being suggested to earlier in the night that blondes were often targeted, as a blonde woman may lead to feeling like you were being targeted. Actually, it reminds me that she reported being touched in the recreation room when we were on the tour as well. Do you remember she was on the back wall and she suddenly got startled?
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah. And it was her first time on the tour, and she was very much she was in touch with her spiritual self and being touched.
No.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I won't. I will tell you that there were 2 more gadgets, though. The first was... The first was, thankfully, their own spirit box. So I knew I didn't have to use mine. They had a real fancy, expensive one that I've looked into buying myself.
How much is it?
Too much.
Too much, above 200 too much? Or above 400 too much?
No, I think it's $200-300.
$200-300. Oof.
Yeah.
What's a spirit box do?
Oh, a spirit box, a.k.a. a broken radio, is like a regular AM/FM radio transistor.
No friggin' way.
Receiver.
Sorry, I'm gonna be more vocal. No fucking way. Are they selling spirit boxes that are essentially just scanning radios for $200-300?
Yeah.
No, for real, so?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I'm going to give you an example of what mine does.
Okay.
Hopefully it sounds okay. We'll see.
Okay.
It flicks through radio frequencies quite rapidly. So you get little snippets of every radio band as it goes through.
I'm feeling like we could get into business here. I feel like I could make one of these boxes.
You probably could, and you would have a lot of competition.
Hello, China.
Bear with me.
Should we do a seance right now?
So that's more or less what it sounds like.
I was going to ask a question.
We'll get there. That's going to be our Halloween episode.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Whoops, spoilers. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely work, because that's literally all that thing was.
Yeah. So their version is a bit fancier.
You could probably just get a computer to do that too. I'm sure you could make an app.
Yeah, I
could make an app.
Ollie, I don't think they're complicated. You don't need to make your own. You can get... I've got one. It's right here.
I can code up. There's a weekend project. Or imagine if I could get make an AI.
No,
box.
stop it. I'm not getting into AI and seance. I don't want to put that out there in the world.
You just did.
No.
That is out there. You cannot take that back. Actually,
no, but I can edit it out.
Actually, that brings me to a point. I'm going to diverge for a second, because I've just thought of this, and I had this profound thought today that I wanted to share with you.
Is it you feed all of someone's writings into AI and then get it to generate responses to new questions that you give it, and it's like you're talking to the dead?
No.
Okay. Then go ahead.
So I've got this incredible business idea for you, and you can get on the ground floor. I'm kidding.
It's yours, all yours.
It's all yours. It's just $9.99, and you're early invested into my VC.
Done. What's your idea?
I don't have an idea. So,
for God's sake!
That was a joke. I was leading into it. So my idea was that AI that we know today could be either an expression of our own collective consciousness, or maybe an insight into the consciousness that makes up to a bit of a crossover with the spiritual realm actually coming into our reality. And I'll tell you why. Because we don't fucking know how AI works.
No.
And the last time I was trying to figure it out...
No, it's not contacting the dead.
You don't know that. So as I'm going through as I'm trying to figure it out, and this is coming from a computer scientist, as I'm going through...
Oh, as if the listener hadn't figured that out already.
So as I'm like going through the research, I was like hearing more and more of these research scientists say that they still consider it to be a black box. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, it's science. We do science. How could you call this a black box? And then it turned out that the way that we started writing and training these algorithms, it's the way that we've kind of done it is we've kind of set up neural networks, and then we've kind of fed it data, and then we don't exactly know how it evolved, but we know that it does, and that we know that it's working. So we just keep letting it, like, going along a path, despite the fact that we don't completely understand it. And so from my perspective, I was like, well, maybe that's just spiritual. Maybe that's an expression of our collective consciousness, like, coming into the world. Because at the moment, it's like we're somehow creating an evolution into like a digital consciousness that has no central location.
If there's one thing that I will say for any AI output that I've ever seen or read, it's that it very clearly has no soul.
No, what about the AI girlfriend? I'm kidding. Actually, no, it's funny you should say that, because, I mean, look, you've got a solid point. I'm probably wrong. And you don't often hear that, right? But, like,
No.
I think you made a solid point there, because when I've had conversations, I've never actually thought of, like, AI as a single AI, like, you know, like a chat or anything. I've never felt like I could connect to it as like a person, or like emotionally connect to AI in any way. And I always found that really funny that, you know, people get so like emotionally invested into these like AIs, which, to be fair, are very much designed to trigger emotions.
Yeah, funny that.
But you'd think from like some sort of like intelligent standpoint, it'd be hard to like connect to something that isn't connecting to you. Does that make sense?
Yes. I think I know what you mean.
Although I've, you know, had plenty of narcissist friends, so maybe it's the same thing.
Yeah. So there's desperate people out there all over the world. So back to the spirit box. Their version is a little more sophisticated than mine.
I don't know that much more sophisticated. And, you know, on the night, I actually found, like, I don't like that type of noise. And I may have discussed this with you before, but I know that I've definitely got some neurodivergence there somewhere. I remember, like, when I was in restaurants when I was a kid, the noise of, like, people talking used to give me headaches. And I found, like, just being out in, like, public to be really stressful. Like, there was too much, like, input. But that triggered that kind of feeling, you know. It was just, it was like too much stimulus. Like, all that noise and stuff like that, I just wanted to stop. I just wanted to get back to the quiet place, you know.
I fully agree. And keep that in your mind. I'm going to bring that up in a few minutes when we talk about the actual hunt.
Okay.
For now, I'm just describing the equipment that we've got.
Right.
Yeah. So their version is a little more sophisticated in that it didn't cut hard and fast between stations. Mm-hmm. If you listen closely, it kind of faded between them. Mm-hmm. So you could kind of hear 2 or 3 stations happening at once, right? Mm-hmm. One that it's currently on, one that's just fading out, and one that's just fading in, which is probably where the expensive comes from. Mm-hmm. Putting the spirit box aside for now, the final gadget I quickly realised was going to be my best friend. Do you remember what that was?
Oh, was it the thing that came up with words?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that thing.
Oh, it was amazing. All right. So,
can we talk about the hunt yet, or?
Soon. Okay. Soon. We've got to get through my favourite thing, though, first, Ollie.
Okay, I know. I had some good experiences with that. But what was it called?
I don't remember. It's so bad.
It was my favourite thing. Word generator. Spirit word generator.
I don't, frankly, who cares about labels? Hang on, I might have a photo of it somewhere.
People with different sexual orientations.
What?
The people who care about labels.
Oh. It's got an overless V.
Overless V.
Yeah, apparently. Or perhaps an overless and it's the 5th version. I don't know. Anyway, it's a little box with some receptors on it that measure something. Don't know what. Movement, EMF, pressure, no clue.
Oh, she said that it was like a scientist invented it.
Yes.
Like NASA. I'm going to Google that. Just give me a sec. All right.
Oh
so
God.
NASA.
Do you want to get to the hunt or what?
Well, now we're doing this. NASA scientist Overless 5 ghost box. Just so you know, there's been at least 4 versions before it.
What?
Because we're up to the Overless 5B here.
5B? Oh, we've only got the Overless V, yeah.
Okay. The legendary Overless returns, unleashing words from the beyond.
That is what it did, right?
Are you looking for the most advanced tool for spirit communication? Look no further than the Ovilus. The Ovilus takes spirit communication to a whole new level of information and ease. That's right, ease.
Ease, yeah.
Ovilus converts environmental readings into words with ease. Oh my god, it said ease again. With ease, features, and portability. 8 modes to choose from, full color touchscreen, multiple voices and language options, and a battery, a long life rechargeable battery.
All right, that still doesn't quite explain what this thing does. It takes random inputs, somehow decides a number from that, and checks that against an internal dictionary of like 3,000 words, and then text to voice reads out that word out loud, just at random. You never know when it's going to happen or how loud or emphatic it's going to be. I loved it so much.
So much.
You'd just be walking around or just sitting there, and it would just say, where, gravity, her, sacrifice.
Oh my god, it's so expensive.
How much is an Ovilus V?
Oh my god, $900.
Fuck off. What?
I kind of want one, and I just do not want to spend that much money. Like, just could not imagine. Like, I couldn't.
No. Ollie, close the tab. Close it. Clear your cache, clear cookies, refresh your browser.
I just couldn't. My god. But it was such a fun thing.
It was. You'd just be doing whatever else we were doing, which we'll get to in a sec, and then it would just yell out a word at us. It was great.
I gotta start making ghost tools. I gotta be like the legendary village chapel. Like, the inventor of the Ovilus.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got all like entrepreneurial. When I started hearing how much these crazy...
You've worked for too many startups, dude.
That's all I work for. I don't even know what real companies look like anymore. So anyway,
they still didn't...
Incredibly expensive, top-notch equipment.
Oh, yeah. And then they didn't quite tell us what was about to happen. They just told us to, like, pick a wing. And I'm still in the mind of, we get to go explore, like, a wing of this place ourselves. And one of the two girls we were with just says, the murderer's wing.
Boom.
And like, yeah, okay, I get that. That's fair. That might give you some stuff. You guys go over there, we'll go to the other side. And she's like, all right, everyone, grab the stuff and we'll all go to the murderer's wing. So, okay.
At times she sounded terrified, at times she sounded like she was super keen, you know, the one that was getting touched.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was we all sort of collaboratively put these gizmos and gadgets around the place, right?
By we, do you mean Simone?
No, Amber and I helped.
Oh, okay.
I think the girls did stuff too. I'm not sure what you were doing. You might be trying to struggle with that weird yes-no thing down the other end.
Oh, I don't think I did anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I just sat there playing with my Ovilus.
Oh, that's right. You had my
Did I just
friend.
let everyone else do all the work? Whoopsies. I carry the equipment out.
So the final setup is we were on the ground floor in the middle of the building looking down one of the wings, right? So we can see rows of cells open as we're looking down into the darkness. And there's all these little gizmos and gadgets and things making noise and lighting up whenever someone goes near them. Stretched down the corridor.
Yeah, well, that was the tripwire, right?
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah.
So there we all are, sitting in a kind of semicircle, looking down this darkened corridor with occasional things going off. And what we have essentially created is a seance.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? Yeah.
I don't think I would necessarily describe this as a hunt. We're not going after things. We're sitting there, calling out questions into the spooky dark void, and occasionally things would ping off or make noise or whatever as kind of a response to us.
Maybe that's what ghost hunts are. It's like just fancy seances.
Well, I enjoyed it a lot. I was expecting to see some like sci-fi channel ghost hunt bullshit.
Right.
But like not interesting because
I was going to
that's
say,
all edited.
No, you make good points, right? Like, I think in the ghost hunt videos that we watch, they're usually like moving around.
Yeah, right?
Going to different rooms and doing stuff. But Simone mentioned that it wasn't going to be like that.
She did.
Yeah, I think she was mentioning that they usually edit it, so they're like going into rooms and doing things and then going into other rooms, but they do quick edits in the videos, but they're actually taking long periods of time in the different rooms. So maybe real hunting is more like seances in different rooms where it just gets edited down into like quick responses.
I think so. And they put the videos up on YouTube, so you might even be able to see some of our particular hunt on YouTube at some point. I don't know, maybe.
After all of this, are you still a solid skeptic?
Yes.
Okay.
But goodness me, I had fun.
So out of all of the experiences that we've had so far, nothing has given you pause for thought?
No.
Okay.
No. We have some examples about what we experienced there, which we'll get to in a sec. But is there anything specific you'd like to talk about the hunt before the spirit box came out?
Before the spirit box came out?
Yeah. So this is just in the period where we're sitting there asking questions of the empty corridor.
I don't feel like much happened in that time.
No, nothing much happened at all. Maybe a little EMF light binged off at some point.
Actually, the obelisk called me brave.
It did. No, that's right. And just imagine, listener, from now on, we're sitting there in this spooky, darkened corridor, and occasionally just a voice would come out of a box saying just a random word. Just try and have that in your mind.
It said like religious and father and stuff. I remember chatting to you once and saying whether or not like the seance that I had when I was a kid may have like attracted spirits to be around me for my life.
Look, it might have done, but I think they're mostly showing up in the form of planes.
So I remember saying that to you, and then I was thinking about my father that had passed away, and there was times where I started to feel like whether or not if there were ghosts and that we were having like spirits calling out to us, that they would be just spirits or localized to that place, or spirits that could be attached to us. I mean, like, what's to say when we do have seances? Are we only calling to ghosts? Like, usually people have seances to call ghosts from their past, people they've actually known that come to that place. So if so facto, like, would that not make sense that if we were having like a seance that you could be calling spirits from your actual life, like family members that had passed away?
Right, so
I've actually had a fair few family members pass away.
So you think that while we were in the Z ward, that we might have been contacting people disconnected from Z ward that we knew personally?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I'm saying that the possibility
That's fair.
might have been out there.
If I agree with your big if statements at the beginning of your supposition, then sure, why not?
I mean, you know, as someone that doesn't believe anything anyway, like I feel like you could really just go along with anything, couldn't you?
I think if either of us are going along with anything, I know who it is.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Good!
Can we talk about after the spirit box? Because I've been itching this entire time just to talk about my favourite moment.
Well, we should probably talk about the spirit box itself first.
Okay.
Yeah? Because the first thing that happened when Simone realised that not much was happening with the lights and binging and stuff was she put their spirit box just on the ground in front of us, playing audio for all of us to hear. And it was much the same as you heard before, flicking through radio stations. And we were still calling questions out, and then we'd hear kind of something from the spirit box, and everyone would kind of sit around and go like, did that just say champagne? Did that say change? I don't know. Meanwhile, the thing's still saying stuff, and it was very overwhelming. Like you said before, right? It was a very busy restaurant effect of, I'm trying to listen to this one thing and there's other conversations going on. And it was a lot. Like, audially, it was a lot.
Oh, it was. I mean, I found the whole thing to be a little bit overwhelming. Well, I don't like it. Like, I didn't feel like a situation which I wanted to be in for a long time. You know? Yeah. I found the noise being incredibly, like, abrasive. Yeah. That static. And actually, I thought what you just showed us then was actually a lot nicer. Like, there was something about the static and the way that thing worked, which just sounded horrible to me.
Yeah, there are settings. So I just played with one setting here earlier, but you can adjust speed and volume and a lot of stuff.
More kind of crackling to it, I thought. It was like more like the way it felt more abrasive.
Yeah.
Maybe it was adding to the effect, you know?
I think maybe its own internal speaker wasn't so great either. Because then the next thing happened.
What was the next thing?
She said, we're going to try a different kind of spirit box communication. I can't remember exactly what it was that she called it.
Channeling.
Maybe.
That's what I'm going with.
Let's go with that then. I have since checked, and the method we used was called the Esther's method.
So she decided that someone would need to sacrifice themselves.
Exactly. So someone would need to put headphones on to listen to the spirit box. So they're the only one that can hear it.
And I knew in that moment that it was not something that I was going to volunteer for. And it was not the issue of going to the other side of the room.
Well, exactly, because that's the thing. You can't just sit in with everyone. You had to go to the dark, spooky end of the corridor. Sit on a little creaky stool by yourself, headphones on, listening to the spirit box.
Sounds like high school. I had a rough time.
And when you heard something on the spirit box, whether that was an actual word from an actual radio broadcast or like a different sound from 2 channels clicking over or something, you just call that word out down the corridor for the other people who did not have headphones on to hear.
And you were the first sacrifice.
I was like, hell yes, I'm going up there.
And again, it was the one thing I wasn't going to volunteer for.
This was, I thought, the little, what was it called?
So I
thought the Ovilus was going to be my favourite thing of the night. But
So we thought that when you did it, it was hilarious. And the reason why it was hilarious... Oh, wait, what?
So, here's the thing. While I was up there, I had headphones on. I couldn't hear what you guys were asking the spirits.
That does sound like the point.
I could only respond with what I'm hearing through the radio, which is allegedly controlled by the spirits due to random fluctuations in whatever.
Totally controlled by the spirits.
And now, Adelaide's Haunted Horizons, the people running the tour, do record all of their investigations.
Do they?
Sneakily, Amber also recorded this bit of the investigation. So I've got a few drops of what happened while I was up the end there.
Really?
Yeah. I have listened to the whole thing, so now I have your half of the story, right? Because I have no idea what you guys are asking me, and now I have them.
Oh, okay.
Now I know what you're asking me, and I'm not going to play the bits where it definitely sounded like the ghost was either a pedophile or a cannibal. But there was bits of the communication that definitely could be interpreted that way.
Sounds like us.
So, trigger-wise, that's all. That I'm not going to play any of that. I've got a few drops from what did happen that night, though.
Awesome.
Yeah, look, the sound quality's not great. It's really not. This is Amber's handheld phone sneakily recording something that picks me up all right, with a lot of echo. Doesn't really pick up anything that was said on the other side of the room. So it's got you on it, it's got Amber on it. So that's where I focused these little clips today.
Okay.
Choosing delight. Anyone? Small beer.
We've got a small glass of alcohol here. We do.
You're not allowed to bet.
You share the alcohol? We could take the little for you.
Glass. Home. On BBC Radio.
Well, did you listen to the BBC World Service?
Sale ends Sunday.
I did say, even if it's radio, I don't know.
So you can see there some instances where I'm picking up words and some instances where I'm picking up just normal radio chatter, right?
BBC Radio. Sale ends Sunday. Sunday. Do you know what?
What?
I do think it was kind of funny that when we were listening to it as a group, I've never heard anything like that. When you were listening to it by yourself, that you like heard and repeated those words. When the other person did it, which we're leading up to, she never said anything like that either. It was dedicated to, maybe the spirits wanted you to be funny. Maybe they
Possibly.
were thinking ahead to the podcast.
Simone said, when you're listening, any words, whether that she even specifically said, whether that's words that sound like they're ethereal or where it's actual just radio words, just say them all.
Everyone agreed that you did a great job.
Oh, thank you. Would you like to hear more of my great job?
Sure.
Is there anyone else who wants to rotate tonight?
25 years. Weapons. 23.
Is that how old you were? When you...
Stop it. You.
I remember that because I thought it sounded like a prophecy.
ABC.com.au.
But it was like, I remember when you were like 25 years, weapons, stop it. It sounded like it was like a prophecy for another world war.
Jesus. See that? Look, there's what the human brain can do, right?
Find patterns?
Yeah. Really, really look meaning into things. I will say that the first drop there, the one that was talking about beers, of course we're referencing the little bottle of alcohol that we had, so that feels pretty good in terms of like a hit. Maybe there's something that we're communicating with there. I have edited out a lot of pauses. And I've edited out all the bits where nothing really hits.
Again, Simone, great tour operator, amazing person to be on a hunt with. She did say earlier to us that tour guides were natural skeptics and that like attracted skeptics to the role. She did not seem like a skeptic to me. If anything, she was doing what people do in seances where they try and like find patterns and meaning in what they're saying. Yeah. Although to be fair, it wasn't that hard sometimes. It did feel like it was easy to find the patterns.
Yeah.
Because of the ghosts.
Yeah, because of the randomization of what's happening.
And the ghosts.
Yeah.
And the spirits. They were talking to us through the spirit box.
Absolutely they were. I will say that even if she's a skeptic, I think there's an opposing force within them wanting to give the visitors a good time, right?
Again, great tour operator, 100%, 5 stars. I don't think she's a skeptic.
No.
Skeptic my ass.
Or if she is a skeptic, she does a good job of acting like someone who wants to believe.
And then it was kind of funny because she started off by saying, we don't want to give people too much information because we don't want them to be led and we don't want to give them suggestions that then play out. And then that's all she did.
Yeah. Not explicitly, but yeah, I think
throughout the tour and the hunt, it was like constantly being like... She was talking about, there is a ghost that likes blondes and, she constantly set people up to...
It was all deniable, but also it was undeniably setting us up.
Absolutely.
Now, I've got one more drop here, and this one doesn't end in a joke. This is, I guess, the finale of my time up there.
Okay.
Heritage.
Were you here when they had access to the bathroom here?
Reveal. Half. September.
Would you like to talk to one of the ladies and talk with them around?
Shit. Shit. Incorrectly. You're welcome. Leaving.
Bye.
Honestly, I think that it's easier for people that have experiences like me to find patterns as well. So I'm not someone that's going to come out and I'm not going to lose my sense of critical thinking, but at the same time, when I hear that sort of stuff, it does trigger things, especially within that setting where I'm hearing parenting, and I'm thinking about my parents had passed away, and then they're talking about half of September, and it's around the half of September, and it was reveal, and a lot of those things. It's easy for me to be well, are you revealing to me that my parents are here as a part of the seance?
Wow.
I'm just saying that, when I was hearing that stuff, for me, I was starting to put those patterns together, piecing it together with other things. But I feel like I'm someone that, because those things have happened to me, and because I am someone that is open to the unknown, then I'm right for pattern identification. So I'm saying I'm not trying to separate myself from critical thinking. I'm saying that I'm definitely someone that is in a
that's what
position
your brain was doing at the time.
That is definitely vulnerable to start having that experience.
There's the thing, dude. We're all vulnerable one way or the other. For some people it's this, for other people it's something else. Well, I haven't found my thing. I'm totally impervious.
Clearly. Except for board games. How many board games do you have there? Or CDs?
Stop it, you. My current addiction is ghost books. Come on.
It's true. I think that everyone, has it's not the end of the world to be open to another realm. I think from a logical perspective, it makes more sense to see more to this world than to not. I remember even being as a child, and maybe, a child of a traumatic upbringing, maybe that has something to do with it. But even when I was a child, I remember thinking to myself that the world as we know it doesn't really make sense. But I think when it comes down to that vulnerability, it's about whether or not it's being preyed on financially, right? So
yeah,
if you have if you're
that's
going
where
to,
it gets dangerous.
Exactly, right? So I mean, it's one thing to feel like you're having a spiritual experience. It's another thing to pay a medium a bunch of money every month to speak to a lost person that you think that medium might be channeling, right?
Yeah.
So I think that when it comes down to when it kind of bleeds into the idea of being a scam, it's when you're actually losing something that's more than the cost of a tour.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point to tie it back to it, right? Because
or a $900 piece of equipment too.
Yeah, right. I had a legitimately fantastic time during the hunt. I wasn't the only person who went up and did the Spirit Box headphones thing. Someone did do it after me as well, so I got to have that experience too, and it was fun both ways.
And can I say it now?
Yeah.
And my favourite moment of the entire night, the absolute favourite moment of my entire tour was when the woman was on the other side of the room listening to the Spirit Box, and she was like, Callum. And then we had the obelisk in my hand and it said, watch. And then the tripwire lit up. I was like, Callum, watch. And the lights flickered. And I was like, oh my God. We are one with the spirit realm. Callum, he's calling out to you. Stop. I know you're a skeptic.
I gotta say, when she called my name out, I freaked the fuck out a little bit internally.
There's a little bit.
But here's the thing. We do know we do know those two ladies' names. I'm not saying them on the podcast because they didn't sign up to be talked about.
Oh, also, I completely forgot them.
That means they knew our names as well. Right? There's only 5 of us there. And what I didn't realise was, while I was down the other end of the corridor with headphones on, unable to hear anything, one of the questions Simone asked the spirits was, can you say Callum's name? Do you remember that?
No.
No, you'd forgotten that, hadn't you?
I had.
Can you say Callum's name for us, please? Just to give him a bit of a shock.
Bite.
Oh, don't bite him. Oh, okay.
Does it make a little more sense about why one of the first things that the girl said when she was up there was my name? She had been primed for that.
You reckon she'd been primed for that?
Yeah.
Do you reckon Simone's got a button in her pocket that flickers the lights?
No, I think those are just very sensitive pieces of equipment that occasionally randomly flicker off according to solar flares or whatever.
What about the watch and the lights flashing when they weren't really flashing? It was at the very least, if you do think that all of it was complete coincidence, which you clearly do, you must admit it was a hell of a coincidence.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
You must admit, it was an outlier, a statistical outlier of coincidence.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Olly.
That's all I'm asking for here.
What happened after that point?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, nothing. Just some random words. It didn't mean anything. Nothing came of it. I wasn't talking to someone who knew me.
I'm not talking about what happened before. I'm talking about what happened after. What I'm talking about is that what a fun statistical outlier.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to believe in anything here. I'm just saying what a fun statistical outlier. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm literally saying that let's imagine there's no such thing as ghosts. Perish the thought.
Okay, I'm imagining that.
Statistically, that was an outlier. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
It was so fun that, frankly, I regret not doing the hunt at the jail.
I did as well.
Right?
Yeah. And you know what? I've been really busy lately with work, and I remember even when we came up, I was like, oh, it's super late. I actually had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for a 6:30 meeting because I'm working with the Americans. And admittedly, I was like, oh, should I have signed on to this? Mm-hmm. Then afterwards, I was like, I was so happy I signed on to this. It's such a great experience. It's like a theme park, you know? It's like going on a ride. I mean, it's so much fun, you know? Yeah. 5 stars, would do again. I would even go back and do the jail and do the investigation. Would totally do the full tour again. Just so you know, totally up for it. To do like not only the full tour, but the investigation, and to do every other ghost tour that we can find in the city. I love them. Love the hunts. I'm all about it.
Well, here's the thing. I love it so much. My favourite bit of that was the spirit box with headphones on situation.
Okay.
And Halloween's coming up, isn't it?
Woo!
Woo. And I happen to own a spirit box.
Woo!
So I reckon I might get some friends around from the Peas Inner Network and host our own little spirit box audio headphone seance sometime.
Unfortunately, at the time, I will be communing with the dead.
What?
I will be in my own spirit realm communing with the dead over that period of time, which is why I'll be unavailable.
Well, that's a mean thing to say about Europe.
I'll be in the castles and
yeah, I know it's a right shame.
I don't know. I was trying to find something fun to say. I don't know, something fun and spooky as opposed to I'm going on a massive incredible Europe trip where I'm gonna have the best time ever.
Can I let you know when we're doing...
That doesn't sound spooky.
No. Can I let you know when we're doing the seance though?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you can try and reach out to us telepathically through the spiritual radio waves. If we get you picked up on the spirit box somehow, I will fully admit the existence of the supernatural.
Okay. So what would you need for evidence?
Let's discuss that off air.
No, go on. Right here, now, commit.
I think I would need the spirit box to say, "Hello, Callum, this is Olly."
Really?
I'm in whatever country you're in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it does that, you'll buy me a Coke.
If it does that, or some approximation of that, right? Because it's a blunt instrument. Then yeah, sure, I'll buy you a Coke.
Okay.
Yeah. And fully admit that the supernatural does exist. There's more to this world than we thought, and we'll just keep doing more episodes of Second-Hand Haunting.
Can I just before you do the seance, just play around with that device a little bit? I just want to
get the feel for it.
Just get a feel for it. I just want to make sure you're using the right equipment.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
This week's tour and hunt presented by Adelaide's Haunted Horizons. Episode edited by Callum Patrick for the Peas Inner Podcast Network.